I understand if you are not where you want to be right now in life. I understand what it feels like to feel like you want to create something and not manifest or materialize that goal or that vision just yet. I understand how frustrating it is to want something and not have it here right now. There is a gap between what you want and where you're at. I understand how frustrating it is to feel all those blocks mentally and psychologically that are in the way, whether it be behaviors, patterns, or whatever's in the way of materializing that vision and dream you have. Why am I talking about this today? Because that's what I've been feeling today. Just a massive amounts of frustration around my manifestation process and materializing certain things I want in my life. And I'm not just going to play this off like, oh, everything is kosher, but truly there are areas in my life that I want improved. Now, I set goals, guys. I set goals all the time. I write lists and goals and create action steps. Yet I am still working through those steps and materializing my goals. And a lot of times it's just not here yet. And sometimes my ego gets really frustrated around the process of manifesting and not seeing it happen yet. So I asked myself this question. I was like, well, what is it like? What would it feel like if I was living my full potential? What would it feel like how would I feel if I was living my full potential? And that's what I really wanted to ask myself. I was like, well, I feel really happy. I feel so happy in my life, like so accomplished, so purposeful, and so grateful. So grateful. So, and then looking at what that looks like what would that full potential in me look like? It could be who I'm being, and also like what I've been able to materialize, which is, really feeling the success of my YouTube channel. I'm just starting this really, but I've developed the courage to get online, which took me a while to do this, because it takes a lot of courage and vulnerability to be on these public forums like this. But anyway, so I'm here. This is what I said, 2024, I'll just show up, because this is part of sharing and giving and contributing, right? So, and that's part of the law. You give, you receive, and you get stuff done. So this is part one of my goals and many other goals. I am celebrating though that, so I will say I've taken some steps there. And then, other goals of like fitness, relationship goals, financial goals, stuff like that. So the areas are improving. It just may not be at this pace that I want it. But I'm going to be 39 this year, guys. I am no spring chicken. I am super young, but also so ready and eager to really live a life. Like, I want to travel. Like, I want to go to different places and explore more, and like an adventurous life, like being able to have that freedom to just go and do that. Like, we're going to be doing like a mini version of that this year in the US, but I want to travel. Like, I want to go to Africa and to Egypt and to Spain and to Europe. I love Europe. I mean, literally, there's so many places to see, because I was like looking at the globe and I was like, I have not been to here. I'm like, I need to get out. I gotta travel. I gotta get out. So I was like, TA, we're not gonna stay in one place this year. We gotta move around. Okay, so we can have experiences. But more so, I was like forgiving myself, because forgiveness of where you are in the moment, forgiveness for the current reality, forgiving ourselves that we're not where we want to be yet, forgiving ourselves that the current reality, while it's not bad, there's areas that are improving, there are areas that are not so ideal. It's just forgiving that we're there and finding solutions for that. But sometimes, and then being grateful Being grateful. They always tell me, my higher self always says, being grateful, TA, grateful keeps the vibe up, and being grateful about where I'm at and the steps I'm taking. Okay. And while I may not be a millionaire yet, I'm like, I would like to be a millionaire or more than that. But I don't really care about just making the money. It's really about living a certain lifestyle that allows my family the flexibility and the freedom, time, financial freedom, to be able to move around the way we want, and that's the lifestyle that I want. So that takes doing the actions, and sometimes that result don't show up right away. You just have to take the steps, you know what I mean? So what is my full potential? What is your full potential? Like, do you feel like you're living your full potential? Do you feel like you're taking steps towards your goals and dreams? Do you feel like there's anything getting in the way of your happiness and your fulfillment? Do you feel that you feel hopeful? Do you feel empowered? Do you feel happy? So these are the questions I was asking myself today, and I'm happy in this area, but not. So what do I need to do about it? I was like, I'm just going to hop on YouTube right now and do a video, because I want to build up my YouTube channel, and it takes action. It's late at night here. I'm not sleeping right now. I'm like, I could be sleeping, but I'm on YouTube and I'm going to post this video. So, living my full potential. And this is not just having stuff. This is also becoming who I truly am. And that's the best version of fulfilling my potential. It's like fulfilling my purpose, my calling, the calling of the higher self, to be who I'm meant to be, or to experience and express the virtues of the higher self, But I get you. If you're ever feeling frustrated or angry about where you're at in life, I completely understand. Okay, I completely understand where you would feel that, because I was going through that today. So I have to reel myself back in and take a deep breath and forgive myself and say, listen, TA, while we may not be there, I still can be grateful for light, shelter, food, clothing, and I can still be grateful for all the blessings that I do have. So gratitude helps to keep the vibe up when the tides are so high. When you feel like, there's a lot of emotional turmoil going on, a lot of stuff going on in the world, right? There's a lot happening in our lives. And sometimes the waves feel like it's a lot. You may feel like you're drowning, or you may not feel like you even want to be here. If you ever feel that way, just know you're not alone, and there's help for that. There's a crisis text line, 988 crisis, is 988 and crisis text line. Those are two ones that I know about. Because mental health is a major issue right now, and I feel like I have been going through my own challenges in that arena. And, mental health can be a serious thing. When that first layer of the mental health, that's like our fortress of our kingdom, if that's being invaded by attackers, mindsets that are depressing and debilitating, hopelessness, victim mindset of powerlessness and self-pity and all the stuff of the lower self. When all of that's showing up of the mental health world, or we're experiencing a crisis in our physical reality, that's usually really tough. It can send us down the pit of negativity, and so we stay there, and staying in negativity sucks, because it's like a gravity pull in a hole that just goes on repetition. And it needs a balancer, and gratitude is the only thing I know of that helps to balance me. And then also doing hobbies and stuff that bring me joy, and different practices. But mental health is a major thing. So I'm working on my mental health, y'all. My mental health is important, and I'm constantly working on that, because mental health is critical in ensuring our, I don't know how you want to call it, but it's critical in being able to breathe and to live in this current world that we're going through right now, because it's almost like it feels like it's so heavy right now. And so mental health means being able to manage our thoughts and our internal world, and manage how we talk to ourselves, how we feel about ourselves, how we talk to ourselves, and what we believe about ourselves. So mental health has many different facets to it, but if mental health is being affected in any negative way by our own subconscious, or by negative forces or harmful forces that we may not see, then that impacts our well-being and our happiness, and impacts our ability to believe in our power, co-creative power, to co-create and to imagine a new future that we can build. So I'm aware of that because I've been going through a lot of challenges with the mental health area, and I am constantly doing the internal work. Like, it's a full-time job, y'all. It's a full-time job. So yeah, that's the only way out of our own suffering, is to do the internal work. So back to the question, which is, what's our full potential here? Like, how do we tap into that? How do we live our full potential in our current world right now? A lot of people are not fulfilling their potential, including myself. Like, I won't say that I'm fulfilling my highest potential yet. Like, I'm working on it, but I was trying to get clear on that. Like, if I was living my ideal life, if I was being my ideal self, my ideal highest and best self, if I was living my best life and I was making the best contribution through my work, what would all of that look like? Like, how would I feel, and what would I be doing, and who would I be? And I think that 3-leg combination, or those pillars, are so important. Like, who am I being in my ideal life? Who am I? What am I creating? What am I giving? Like, what am I contributing? And how am I living this life of my ideals? And making that conscious helps. So I'm just going to start with the very basics. And it's just really having, for me, it could be just one word, and that could be just believing in myself. Belief. Having that faith and belief, and the courage. I think it's more than one word, but belief in myself, courage, and feeling empowered. You ever wonder, like, how it is that how to have that unshakable faith and confidence in yourself, to have faith to know you can find the solution for whatever it is you need in your life at any given moment, and also have faith and belief and courage in yourself that you can co-create a new reality, and that you can manifest what you want. And believing that, and having faith in our God-given creative empowerments to co-create, and to believe that our words are powerful, our thoughts are powerful, that we are given powers to co-create, and we're responsible for how we use that energy that we're given from the Creator. So, but then there's the internal work of doing the subconscious mind, because if there are blocks in there, then you know what that is. So if there are blocks in there, it gets hazy. You got to do the internal work to clear those blocks, or things don't get materialized. So my major number one block has really been believing in myself. And taking the actions towards my goals, because if you don't have faith and belief in yourself, then you're not going to take the actions. And that has been a lot of my blocks. So I'm doing that this year, taking initiative, taking action, putting myself out there, not hiding behind the scenes, going forward. And while it's a step-by-step process, and major patience is needed to be able to, major patience is needed when we're in that gap. Because when there's a gap and things are not here yet, there is definitely a frustration that can surface because all you see is the current reality. And you have to constantly be reminding yourself of the reality that you're creating and to step into that and make that the current. So, as you know, manifestation, you got to become and you got to feel what you want in your new reality, in the now, and not slip out of that. You got to constantly be that. So, and I don't feel like I've been that. At least I don't know if you have to constantly be that, but I feel like it's best to become what you want to create already, so it becomes less of a gap, but that's the muscle for me to build, because I have to stay in that gratitude. And that's why gratitude is so important right now, which is, I'm grateful that I already have this, I'm living this reality, and constantly feeling that and stepping into that which I already want to create. So I leave it with this question because this is what I'm working with. I'm going to end here, which is, what is my full, what does living my full potential look like? Am I living my full potential? How do I want to feel in my life? Who do I need to be to create this reality of fulfilling my highest potential? I hope this helps you as I babble and talk about what I'm going through. Shoot, I'd love to hear what you're going through. Feel free to leave your comments below. Thank you for listening. And if you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to do so.